Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scribum here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is the 7th of August, and it is a Saturday here. And it is a very warm Saturday. And so if you hear a little background, it's actually, I have a fan down at my feet just to sort of stay cool. It's a very hot and muggy day today here in southeastern Massachusetts. So today I want to talk about the Lion's Gate. The Lion's Gate is something that occurs every August 8th, the 8-8 portal numerologically. Of course, 8 is the number of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. It is also the number of manifestation. So that double 8 energy sort of brings in that manifestation. Now, generally, if we look at it from a numerological point of view, and we just take the 8 of the month and the 8 of the day, we get a combined number of 16, 7, which in the tarot is the Tower card. So I bring it up because while the Tower card can be a scary thing to get in a card reading, really what the Tower card speaks to us of is authenticity. It's very important to be authentically who we are. And the 7 does require us to sort of figure that out. And so the nature of the 8-8 all by itself really brings the energy of bringing the true self in, right? Into manifestation. Now, as you add the universal year, it shifts the number, right? So in 2020, as a matter of fact, which was last year's Lion's Gate, we had the 8-8 plus the 4 of the universal year of 2020, which gave us a 20 over 2. And the 20 card in the tarot deck is the Judgment card, you know, where, hold on one second, I'll grab it. So while I'm talking about it, we can take a look at it. Okay, so here's the card. So this was the card associated with the portal back in 2020. And of course, sorry about, there we go. This is the card of awakening, right? So in 2020, the Lion's Gate required us to wake up to something, right? So this year is a little different. The universal year is a 5. And so instead of it being a 20 vibration on the 8-8 portal in 2021, it's actually a 21 over 3 vibration, which is, it'll be the last card that I find in the deck, I'm sure. No, seriously, is it the last card? This always happens, almost. Is the World card. The World card. And we're going to look at the Tree of Life and where this all sits on the Tree of Life and how it connects Kabbalistically today. And we're also going to look at the chart of the new moon, because we have a new moon on the Lion's Gate, which is, you know, new moons in themselves are very potent, but put it on top of the Lion's Gate, and it's a real special time in our evolution. And as I sit here at the beginning of August, we've just been through quite a few months of illumination. Sorry, I was just moving my table. You caught me moving my table. Okay, so let's take a look at the numerology of this particular day. So let me share my screen with you. Let's see, which one do I want to use? I think I want to use this one. Is this it? Yes. Okay, so here we go. So this is the Tree of Life. And what I've done here is I've put the major numbers associated with the 8-8 date. Here we have the month vibration of the 8. This is also the day vibration. I did not write it in here, but this is where the 16-7 falls, the 8 plus 8. And of course, this is where the date is right here, the 21-3 vibration. The 13-4 vibration is the vibration of the month and the year. If we add those two together, 8 plus 5 equals 13. And here is the universal year up here. The universal year of 5 is a year of change. It's a year of change. It's a year of freedom. Here we have the monthly plus yearly vibration, the 13-4. So what August in general requires us to do is to let go of attachments that we have. This could be attachments in relationships. This could be attachments to projects. This could be attachments to ways of relating and ways of being that no longer serve us. This path on the Tree of Life is the path associated with the Death card. So the Death card is about letting go and letting God. The Death card is about transformation and transmutation. So we can expect in the month of August to have a transformational experience simply by the vibration of the month and the year. And then, of course, the 8 vibration, of which today, which the Alliance Gate is a double 8, is a vibration of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. It's a number of manifestation, of bringing something that you have created to into manifestation. And then we have this vibration here, the 21-3. Now, if we were to overlay the body on this Tree of Life, this would actually be, at least in a woman's body, this would be the birth canal. And this path is associated with the sign of Saturn. Now, Saturn is an energy of manifestation. It is an energy of the rules of the road, if the road is our three-dimensional reality. It can be very constraining. There's always a certain amount of constraint with Saturn. So we can actually feel as this 8-8 Lionsgate portal opens up as if we are giving birth to something. And for those of you who have given birth, who have witnessed birth or have read about birth, knows that it can be a very painful experience, but ultimately the joy that you feel when the child is finally born, for the most part, sort of overrides the pain. So this is a moment when we have an opportunity to manifest something. And what I believe the 8-8 portal manifests for us is a sense of abundance, Now, the other thing you can do with the Tree of Life, and I just want to point this out, is that each one of these Sephirah, or Sephora, if you want to do the plural, is associated with a planet. And so we can see the planetary connections here. We have the sun. This is Tiphereth is associated with the sun in Leo. We have the moon. This is Yesod, meaning foundation. We have the moon in Leo, of course, because we have a new moon today. So we have an alignment of Leo and Leo along this path. Now, the path that connects these two is actually the path associated with Sagittarius. And we have Juno in Sagittarius on this day. And we also have the South Node in Sagittarius on this day. So having the South Node in Sagittarius connected to the sun and moon in a chart says to me that there is information coming from the past that can actually help to inform us how to really manifest or to create what needs to be manifested. So all of your previous experiences serve you in a way to help you manifest this new thing through this portal of the Lion's Gate. And of course, if we look at lions, right, as a symbol, you know, the sun is in Leo, the moon is in Leo, Mercury, which is Hod here, is in Leo. It is creative self-expression. It is joy. It is heart-centered. Leo rules the heart in anatomically. In astrology, the sun is the ruling planet of Leo. It is the life giver. The sun and the moon are symbolic of the sun, the father, and the moon, the mother. And so this is that coming together of the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sabian symbol for 17 degrees of, well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Let's look at the chart for this particular new moon. So let me pull that up. So what we have here is the chart for the new moon. This is actually a chart for the United States. I think what I'll do is we will look at this chart, absolutely, but I want to look at this chart also from a more archetypical expression. So just give me a moment here, and I will pull up the chart with an Aries, excuse me, an Aries rising chart here. So here we see this new moon using an Aries rising chart because this makes it more general to all of us. So here we see the new moon at 17 degrees of Leo. The new moon is actually in a pretty tight square to Uranus. Uranus' square to the new moon is a crisis in action square. It's a first quarter crisis in action square. The other day, today is Saturday, so on for Thursday, the sun actually made that exact square. Was it Thursday or was it Friday? No, it was yesterday. Made that exact square to the sun. And so this new moon is just past that exact square. And so it's still within square. And so this is requiring us to take action. And with Uranus in Taurus, the action is based on our awakening to the truth of something associated with Taurus, which could be resources, resourcefulness, money, and our relationship to the planet, food and clothing, our essential needs, quite frankly. And so we are at a crisis point when it comes to how are we to get our essential needs met in such an unstable environment. Well, of course, the Lionsgate is opening a portal of abundance for us, but that abundance isn't about, at least I don't believe it's about, or it doesn't seem to, I mean, it could be about resources, but I feel like it's more about what can we do to move through this time of great transformation, utilizing not just our natural resources that we have, but our resourcefulness, and how are we going to do that together. And I say together because opposite this new moon in Leo is Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn as the rule maker is asking us the question, how are we going to structure the way that we act within groups of people, right? Aquarius, how are we going to structure humanitarian endeavors? How are we going to help people? How are we going to raise all boats? These are the questions that are being asked at this time. and not just on the Lion's Gate, but certainly at this time in our evolution. Now, we also have Chiron in Aries in a trine to this new moon, and Chiron in relationship to the sun and the moon is in a creative self-expressive trine to the sun and the moon, which is a Leo trine. So this stimulates our capacity to come up with creative solutions for the wounding that we experience as individuals. You know, Chiron in Aries can also, it's many things, but there's a me against the world energy about Aries, right? Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's like comes out, it's like, I'm here, right? And so there is a certain insecurity around that. And so to a certain extent, this new moon can help us to realize that we are not alone in our search for identity. We are not alone in our search for purpose. We are not alone in our search to contribute to a world, right? But the thing is with Aries, it's not always sure what exactly it's contributing to. So that's mostly what I see in this chart. We could, you know, really go a little bit deeper. Let's take a look at the chart for the US because, let's see, let me just, oh, I think it's right here. Nope, that's Joe Biden. Oh, sorry, guys. All right, 1 second, I'll find it. Oh, I mean, while I have Joe Biden up. Where is Joe Biden? This is actually in Joe Biden's chart. This new moon falls in the 9th house. So this could be new relationship to faraway places. And Joe Biden just announced the whole vaccine thing in the United States being the makers of the vaccine and the distributors of the vaccine to help heal the planet. That's big. That's a lot. It is square his Mars. It is square his Mars, and it is in a last quarter Christ and consciousness square. So this is the direction of moving towards humanitarianism for him. So it's very interesting. Okay, so let's not spend too much time on Joe. Let me just pull up this new moon in Leo here. Okay. So this is the chart for the U.S. and we have a Virgo ascendant in the chart, making Mercury be the planet that rules this chart. In fact, Mercury, I didn't mention Mercury, but Mercury is in a conjunction to this new moon, and Mercury is in Leo. So wherever this falls in your chart, if it falls on something within your chart, it's going to be significant. This actually, for me, this actually falls on my Uranus, on my ascendant. So here I am talking about it, right? So for the US, we have this new moon in the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of the Congress. So this could very well be the infrastructure necessary that we're seeing. We have Uranus in Taurus in the 8th house, disruption, awakening, disruption in our shared resources here. And let's see. And of course, we have Uranus still squaring Saturn. In fact, this is a T-square here. This is a powerful T-square with Saturn opposite the new moon and then Uranus square the new moon, the opening being in Scorpio in that 2nd house. Healing, Scorpio is healing, Scorpio is sharing, and we need to share the resources, not just the rich having all the resources, but a fairer distribution of resources. And it's very possible that that is something else that the Lion's Gate is bringing through and bringing in. So I thought that was interesting. Now what I would like to do is I would like to do a card reading for the Lion's Gate. And I have a number of cards here that I want to use. I'm going to use my Druid Craft Tarot just to pull some cards on this Lion's Gate. See what it says for the Lion's Gate and for the new moon in Leo. So, Spirit, let us ask about this portal. What is this portal here to show us, to bring through for us? Wherever that new moon in Leo falls in your chart is an opportunity for a new creative project. Leo also deals with children and childhood and creativity and love and gambling, actually. If it's well aspected for you and you want to go buy a lottery ticket, go buy a lottery ticket. Okay, so I'm almost ready, almost feels right. And we will pull some cards from this deck. All right. I'll do a truncated, okay. Here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess. This card is associated with the moon in the Tree of Life. It is located on the path between Kether, which is crown, and Tibreth, which is beauty. So it is direct connection from crown chakra to heart chakra. So it is energy coming down the center pillar, right? Opening up to the energy of Kether, of the divine. This is a meditative card. It is about knowing, but not necessarily speaking. It's about listening. So this is an important time to listen to the promptings of spirit. This is the crossing card, the Tower. So disruption. This is the Uranian experience. So how do we stay poised and in alignment and calm and cool while the world is just blowing apart? How do we do that? We stay connected to spirit. That's how we do it. Underneath it all is the Hanged Man. This indicates that there is not much we can do at this time. Interestingly enough, I've picked 3 cards and they've all been major arcana. There's not much we can do at this time but observe. But observe. This card is, let me see if I can get it nice and clear. This card is really about knowing what you can affect and doing it for yourself, and knowing what you can affect and letting it go and accepting it and surrender. This is a card of surrender. But it's also a card where we are required to connect with the great cosmic sea. In the Rider-Waite deck, if I may, I'll pull the card out. The Hanged Man has a halo around his head. That is symbolic of his connection to cosmic consciousness. And that's really what the High Priestess denoted to me. Let's see the past. Yeah, so the past is the 7 of Swords. This is all the shenanigans. This is all the shenanigans that have been going on. And this guy looks pretty worried. Let me guess this is a lawyer for one of the people doing all the shenanigans. In the sky, we have the Magician. So the Magician is about focused intention. It is associated with the sign, with the planet Mercury. On the path, on the Tree of Life, this is the path between Kether, the crown, our connection to spirit, our direct connection, the place of the root of all elements, into Bina, which is Saturn. And Bina is constraint, but Bina is also gestation. So this is a time, what is coming through is you can focus this energy that is coming in now for a conscious intent, but you have to be very careful about your intention. And we have the Eight of Wands in the future. So this is about a lot of information coming in, a lot of movement of energy. And to us, this card is associated with Mercury as well. So we have a card associated with the moon, with Neptune, with Mercury, with Venus, and with Mars. So all of the, pretty much all of the personal planets, save Neptune there, that have been going through the gauntlet of the Saturn-Uranus square. We had Venus and Mars go through that gauntlet in July, and we had the Sun and Mercury go through the gauntlet at the beginning of August. So we have really been seated, and these changes have become very personal for us. So let's see how it's seen from the outside. Justice. So this is a balancing of the scales. This energy coming in through the gateway is here to balance the scales and bring justice. Our domestic situation is the Four of Swords. What the domestic situation is suggesting to us is that we recuperate. This is not a time of action. In fact, this at the base of the card, it's not about action. It's about being receptive despite the fact that everything is blowing up and you're like, well, everything's blowing up. Shouldn't I be doing something? Be receptive. Hopes and fears. Death. Well, of course, right? But this is transformation. This is change. It's not about death necessarily. It can be. Of course, we do have another COVID outbreak and people are concerned about dying from it. But this is change and transformation. And so it can be a scary thing, even when we know we need it. The outcome, we have the King of Wands. This is fire of fire. This is about dominion. This is an Aries vibration, actually. It's about dominion. It's about taking your staff of power and ruling, but ruling based on your connection to spirit, because the fire is about spirit. Excuse me. We have the Six of Wands, which is victory. I'm just going to see if I'm going to pick 3 cards, see if I can get a major arcana. The Princess of Cups. This is messages coming, new messages, new relationships, new ways of relating coming through. And the Nine of Wands, it's going to take some resilience on our part. We're not done with all the battles yet. And we have divine discontent, but then we have the Chariot. So if you are feeling divinely discontent, it is time for you to take on your soul's purpose and your soul's the reason that you're here. So a very, very interesting read. I feel as though that this portal is opening something up. Something is being given birth to, but we don't have. It's not like it plops in our hands and then we run with it. It's going to take. We're going to have to sit with it, and we're going to have to go through what it is that we need to go through. So some things are going to fall away. that we're happy to see go, and other things are going to fall away that we're not so happy to see go. And we have to be both, we have to be good with both of those things through this Lion's Gate. So let me, I want to pick three, let me find them. I have all these cards around. Where are the cards I'm looking for? Oh, I want to pick, I think, three crystal ally cards. These cards are fabulous. They are done by a woman named Samaya Aster, Samaya, Aster, Aster. The cards actually, this is the book that comes with the cards. And when she did publish it, she had a different name, Naisha Ashian. So that's, this is her newest version. I had the old version as well, but there's more crystals in this one. A great book. She's a very, very wise soul and has been working with this energy for a long time. So very, very well respected crystal person. And not just, you know, a crystal woo-woo person, but somebody who knows physics, somebody who knows the chemical components. I mean, she's really quite amazing. I'll put a link to her channel. She usually does monthly things. She didn't do anything for the last new moon, but hopefully she'll do something for this new moon and this Lion's Gate coming. All right, so let's see here. We have topaz. Topaz is a fire element stone, and it deals with your intentions. What are your intentions? Is this an ego thing or is this a soul thing? You know, you can do your ego stuff. Your ego stuff will manifest, but you're not going to be getting the most out of the energy of this Lion's Gate if you just come from a place of ego. Sacred sounds, chrysocolla. This deals with, and this is an air. Is it air? Is it water? I think it's a water element. This is a water element card, but it deals with the vibrations, right? What are you saying? What vibrations or what words are you using? Right? What words are you using? Is this water? Is this air? I'm sorry, I guess I could look. Let me take a look. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's water. Actually, it's water. So it's emotions. So we have fire and we have water. That is an initiation, a spiritual initiation. And then manifestation, citrine, which is another fire element card. So what is your intention? What is your intention? What are your words? What are the vibrations coming out of you? And what are you here to manifest? What are you here to bring onto the planet? That's the question. It needs to be of pure intention. And it also you need to walk your walk and talk your talk. You need to actually do what it is that you know works here. And what you're saying matters because you are using your throat, and your throat is where we connect with divine will, and we become conduits for that divine will. And away. The lion ain't sleeping no more. The lion is coming through the gates. So I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is a very powerful time. It helps to rest. Take the time to rest. This energy is very intense, and your body may not be used to it. Some people do a lot of work with their bodies, yoga and nutrition, and they are crystal clear channels. Not all of us have done that. So we are going to feel it physically, most likely. We could feel it in the heart. So if you're feeling heart stuff, you do want to take care of that, because we have Uranus squaring all of this Leo energy. So there can be some electrical issues there. Once you have, that everything's okay with that. It could simply just be the high heart energy that is coming in at this time. So always be cautious when we're dealing with heart stuff anyway. But for most people, I think it's simply the energetics that you're feeling. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe. Thank you for my subscribers out there. Thank you if you're a new subscriber to this. Welcome to the group. And thank you for your donations. It's very well appreciated. Much love, everyone. Namaste. The light in me honors the light within you. Take care.